In a remote village, nestled between rolling hills, lived an aging horse named Bruno. Once the pride of the village, Bruno had spent his youth racing through fields, pulling carts, and carrying heavy loads. But time had worn him down, and he was no longer as swift or strong as he once was. The villagers, once admiring, now saw him as nothing more than a burden. One evening, while wandering near the outskirts of the village, Bruno stepped onto a fragile patch of earth and tumbled into an abandoned well. The walls were high, the ground was far below, and his cries echoed through the emptiness. He neighed in desperation, hoping someone would hear his plea. When life pushes you into a pit, the first instinct is to call for help, but what if no one listens? The next morning, a group of villagers discovered Bruno's predicament. They gathered around the well, peering down at the helpless horse. Concern flickered across their faces, but as they exchanged glances, their worry faded into practicality. Bruno was old. He had little use left. Rescuing him would take too much effort. One of the elders sighed and proposed a grim solution. "We should cover the well," he said solemnly. "It's dangerous, and Bruno has lived a long life. It's best to let nature take its course." The others nodded in reluctant agreement. One by one, they picked up shovels and began tossing dirt into the well, intending to bury Bruno and seal his fate. As the first wave of dirt landed on his back, Bruno flinched. The weight of their decision crushed him more than the soil itself. Fear and sorrow gripped him. Was this how his journey would end? But then, something inside him shifted. He shook the dirt off, letting it fall to the ground beneath him. Then, instinctively, he stepped onto it. With each new layer of dirt, Bruno repeated the process. Shake it off. Step up. The villagers continued shoveling, unaware of the silent rebellion happening below. They assumed Bruno's cries had stopped because he had accepted his fate. In reality, he was rising, bit by bit, turning every shovelful of dirt into a stepping stone. After what felt like hours, the villagers heard a heavy breath closer than it should have been. One of them leaned over the edge and gasped. There, standing at the top of the well, was Bruno. He had not been buried, he had risen. With one final leap, he emerged from the depths, shaking off the last remnants of dust from his coat. The villagers stood in stunned silence. They had tried to bury him, yet he had refused to be buried. A mix of awe and guilt filled their hearts. Bruno did not wait for their pity or apology. He simply trotted away, free, stronger than before. The world may count you out, but only you can decide when your story ends. Bruno never looked back. He found a new home beyond the hills, where his strength and resilience were valued. And as for the villagers, they never forgot the lesson he left behind. Life will throw dirt at you, challenges will try to bury you, and sometimes even those closest to you will lose faith. But you have the power to shake it off, step up, and rise above. Each challenge can either break you or build you. It all depends on how you choose to respond.